Shalom, shalom, shalom. First, I will give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakadash. Also, double honor to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect, which is scattered abroad, preaching the word of truth and sincerity. And also, shalom to you beloved sisters that are listening in silence, as the scriptures say, do so, the very few. Shalom to you. I am your beloved brother Malak One. I am from the camp GMS Las Vegas, and we're gonna get into this thing, man. Esau's world is ending right before our very eyes. The end is of the world is near. So let's get into it, man. And let's get into it. Like people say, "Oh, the world is about to end. Ain't gonna be no more." No, it's Esau's world is ending. You know, and the world that I'm talking about is eon, right? And let's get the definition for that word world. Eon, right? We got it right here, right?
Strong's G 165. Ion.
Ion, right? Which is eon, right? And it goes into worlds, universe, period, era. There it is. Period of time, age, right? Rulership. You know, his rulership is almost over. You know, Esau's reign and power is gonna be done, right? For real. Like, we need to understand that this devil kingdom has to end, and for our kingdom to come, right? Esau's the end, right, of the world, right? Let's get that. This is just bear with me, y'all. Second Ezra, I believe, 6. We're gonna start at 6. No, 6, 7. Yeah, we're gonna start at 7. It says, then answered I, right, and said, right, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, right, and the beginning of it that followeth, right? And right here says, and he said it unto me from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, right? Of him, Jacob hand held first, you know, the so like at first the heel of Esau, which you can find that in Genesis 20. No, is it 25? Bear with me. I believe it is in Genesis 25 or like 26. Let's go to it, right? Let's find out. Cause like I say, Esau was never meant to reign and reign forever, right? It's never meant for him to rule forever. The kingdom was temporal. It's coming to an end, man. It has an expiration date. I'm thinking of something else. Let's do this. He's 25, right? Bear with me, y'all. Do it the old-fashioned way. 25. Yeah. Yep, 26. Yep, Genesis 25 and 26. You know, because like I say, Jacob been on Esau heel since the beginning, man. They always been hating each other since the beginning. You know, this is Genesis 25 verse 26. And after that came his brother out of out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. See, and his name was called Jacob, and Isaac was 60 years old when he bare them. So, yeah, man, like It's always designed for Jacob to eventually, you know, take over, you know, and replace Esau, you know, because Esau was never meant to rule anyway. You know, he sold his birthright and he regretted it, and that's why he hates Jake so much, man. You know what I mean? But let's get back to the topic at hand, right? The end of this devil's kingdom, right? Let's go back to Ezra, right? Bear with me, right? But yeah, like I say, this devil was predestined to fail. The Lord hate Esau. You know, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, right? You know, he gave this devil a little kingdom for a little while, but he ain't managed the earth right. You know, this kingdom is about to be taken away. You know, it was never meant for him to manage. It's off our disobedience why he even got a rulership, a kingdom. You know, for real. But let's continue to go, right? And I'm going to go right to 9 again. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning that followeth. So once this devil kingdom falls, that's when our kingdom, Jacob's kingdom, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native of Americans kingdom will follow. It's gonna be a new ruler and rulership, which is Yahushua. He's about to rule the earth, and it's going to be way better. But this devil kingdom has to end, right? And that's the whole point of this, right? Give you a quick little lesson. Who is Esau, right? Right? Esau is the so-called white man, right? Which is really the red man, right? Let's go back to Genesis, right? So I'm gonna go to it through the blue letter, right? The Bible describes who this devil is, right? You go to Genesis 25 and verse 25. Right? Gotta know who your enemy is, right? And it says the first came out all over. It's like the first came out red all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau, right? And I read this already, you know, and I probably should have read that first. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob, right? And Isaac was 80 old when she bare them, right? So, hey, he was like 80. So 80 is what, 60, you know. But the point is that the Lord described this devil, and that's who Esau is, man. This is Esau, who is Jacob. You know, Jacob represents, Jacob in the seed line of Jacob, you know, represents the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, it's different shades of brown. You know, when Esau was born, the way he was born, that wasn't even normal. Everybody was melanated. Esau wasn't. You know, so let's just give you a little history and background who they are, right? But because of Israel's disobedience, Esau had a chance to reign, rule. Because if Jake never went off, if we never would have went off, we would have never had to deal with this devil being a rulership. But because Jake went off, he had a kingdom. But the whole point of this thing is that his kingdom is coming into an end, right? Right? And you gotta understand that, we got people saying that all Esau has been done away, put away. That's not the case. Esau is still in rulership. That means if he was done and put away, we would be in our kingdom right now. But that's not the case right now. That's not the case right now, man. Scriptures say, the earth has been given over to the hands of the wicked, right? And we know who the wicked is. That's talking about Esau, wicked ass, man. Job 9-24. The earth has been given over to the hands of the wicked, right? he covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And we know that's the damn devil. And all that word devil means is, all the devil means is deceiver. You know, this devil deceived and used the sword all the way to the top, and now he at his peak, and now the only way he can go now is down, and his kingdom is falling. He lost grip and control of his influence, and his power is no longer the same. You know, but yeah, this devil's still in power. That's how we know that Edom ain't been put away, and Jake still is under the curses and not in rulership. So we already debunked it that, you know what I mean? For real. And we still waiting on a lot of things to happen, a lot of things, prophecies to be in full effect. Like the main prophecy here in GMS that we talk about, or what we're waiting for, is the MOTB, the RFID, you know, which you can go into the MOTB in Revelations 13, verse 15 through 15 to 18. Read that. That's going all into the MOTB. And if you know what the MOTB is, it's the mark of the BEAST. You know, and the RFID represents that. You know, that mark. You know, that mark that goes under your skin. You know, it's the RFID CHIP, the electronic grain of rice, right? And another thing I want to speak about is, like, you can tell that knowledge has increased, you know, and knowledge has increased. And this is why through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, we're able to, you know the things that we know, because technology has advanced. A lot of the things that the prophets were talking about back then, they were giving their best depiction of what they saw in their visions. But now that we're in these I want to say the fourth, we're in the up to date, or the technology is far more advanced. You know, we can really break these things down, right, through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Like it says in Daniel 12, verse 4, knowledge shall be increased, and it has, right? For real. We heading into the time where, you know, all hell is about to break loose. A lot of betrayal is about to happen. And a lot of this, you know, a lot of these things that are about to happen, you know, it's going to make Jacob pilgrims, you know. But this is all part of the Lord's prophecy, you know. Like I say, the elect is even going to be tried by fire and go through, you know. It's just a lot of things about to partake are about to happen. Let's go to let's go to Matthews, right? And by the way, this was I was watching the beloved elders lesson on the end is near. Esau's world is coming to an end. You know, roughly paraphrasing. I think the world is ending. It's the name of the lesson. You know, Lord willing, I'll put the video in the bio and the link, man. But it's a very edifying, you know, lesson, right? But let's go to Matthew, right? Because there's a lot that's happened before the end comes. MOTB, Jacob trouble, all this stuff got to happen. And then the end is going to come, you know. Let me see. But betrayal is about to be real high, man. It's Matthew 24, I want to say. Yeah, 24 and verse 12 I want to go to. Yeah, let me go to that. Matthew 24 and verse 12. Right? Because people don't give a damn, man. They'll betray anybody, man. We had this whole times where people will like be evil and wicked. They'll sell you out, turn you in for the bag, man. We had your own mama, you know what I'm saying? Your own dad, your wife, you know, for women, they husbands, man, you know. But when like what I'm telling you, but that's when we will forsake the ways of this damn society, man. You know, of this community, man, and the devil in his rulership, the ways of this devil, man, the ways that he try to influence on you, man. We go, Lord willing, I pray we are the elect, but we forsake all that, man, because we're gonna have to. If we're going to want to endure to the end, because the Bible says that he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved. But if you give in to the files and the tricks of this devil, the wiles and the tricks of this devil, you know what I'm saying? Then that means you ain't make it to the end, eh? You know? But let's go. This is Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity, sin upon sin, right, shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Boy, your own family gonna be cold-blooded. Like I was just saying, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your wife, if you got, what I'm saying, husbands, like for the women, husbands, they're gonna betray you. But they're not gonna care. They're gonna be cold-blooded, right? But it says right here in verse 13, but he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? In this gospel, right? In this gospel, this truth is 100% truth that we learn through the Spirit, from the Spirit and through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Al Shai, through the men of the Lord, starting with the elders and the apostles of GMS, all the way down to sincere brothers like myself, right? The gospel, the true gospel. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, man. And then shall the end come. And that's what you're seeing right now. The gospel has been preached and being preached around the world right now. And as you can see, the end has truly come. Like the latter end. The end came really when Yahushua first came on the scene. I'm going to be honest. But we're at the latter end, the end of it all, man. Where you start to see the things that the men of the Lord, the prophets back in the ancient days, which was really us, believed to be us, prophesying about the times of what to come, it's been prophesied, we've been prophesying about Yahweh coming since the beginning. So now you see those things coming to pass, and that's the point I'm getting at, for real, man. But the end, this is the end of it all, man. For real. That's I wanted to go up though. Bear with me, y'all. Should have started right here, but you know what? Yeah, we can still start up, but I already got the point to that, right? Do I want to start at 4? Yeah, I'll start at the 4. Oh, actually, you start at 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. And that's right, because it's going to be people out here claiming to be Christ, which it means anointed one. They're going to claim to be Hamashiach, and man, they claim that they got the word, the truth, man. You better be real, what's the word I'm looking for? You better pay attention who's teaching you, in these last days. Because you got a lot of false prophets, false teachers out here, man. For shall, and here go, verse 5 says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. That's right. People, it's going to be many that's going to be deceiving out here, right? That's just, man, hey. We know here in GMS, we got the 100% truth through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. Why do we say that? Man, what we teach actually comes to pass. What we teach, you can actually look up and actually find words, definitions, scriptures that line upon line, precept upon precept. We can prove it. But not only that, more proof is that these prophecies that the men of the Lord been prophesying about is starting to come to pass, man. Right? And ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. Have we not been hearing that? See that ye be not troubled, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? Because there's much more that got to happen, right? For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, right? And that's facts. This is the beginning of sorrows, right? Well, man, hey, we ain't got much longer, man. The Lord say He come quickly. World War III is coming quickly. Scriptures say that I believe the first woe, you can find that in Revelations, right? Second woe has passed, and the third woe comes quickly. These things are about to happen on like a domino effect, right? Now I was talking about earlier how betrayal is going to happen, man, right? And then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, right? Your own family gonna turn you in, man, for a morsel of fucking bread, man. For real, right? You ain't gonna be able to trust your own family, your own wife, man. Cause why? Women tend to break quicker under pressure. You already living with your enemy, man. Majority of the brothers understand where I'm coming from with that, man. Majority of the brothers, we understand that our woman is our enemy, man. They're not for us. They're for themselves. A lot of these women are materialistic. They need carnal, physical substance, man, to just live right and to function right. That's why a lot of women are going to give in to the MOTB. Men too, but women going to be like, I got to feed my children. I'm gonna have to go take them to the doctor, but it's gonna come with a cost in that time, man. That MOTB, which I pray the Lord keep us from that, man. Yahweh name, man, for real, right? And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, right? And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. And like I was saying earlier, be careful who you learn from in these last days, because there's a lot of guys that can speak and talk a good game, man. But you should go study, man, for yourself, man. Do some annotation, look up that word, man. Study. Get it down to every tittle, every small thing, man. Study, man. Still show thyself approved, man. Study unto Yahweh. Study, show thyself approved unto Yahweh, man. So you can rightfully divide this word of truth, man. So you can, with all you're getting, get understanding, man. Make sure that you're studying, Pray that you're learning, and pray that you don't be deceived, Shoot. Well, I pray the Lord keep us from that, But let's get back to it, man. Esau world is coming to a complete end, a complete stop, The eon, it's a new era coming, a new age is coming, right? Right? We're gonna be like we gonna literally, man. It's gonna get so bad that where you're not gonna be able to be in one spot. You're gonna have to keep it moving. You're gonna have to keep on moving. Right? We're gonna be pilgrims, right? This is 2nd Ezra 16:40. It says, "O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle," right? And in those evils be even as pilgrims, right, upon the earth, which a pilgrim is a traveler, right? A religious traveler, man, right? Someone who undertakes a journey, often long and sometimes difficult, right? to a holy place as an act of devotion, right? And in these last days, man, you know, you want to go where the Holy Spirit takes you. Prepare for pilgrimage, man. You know? These are the things that you're going to have to look for as Esau's kingdom is coming to a complete end. Because you ain't going to be able to be in your own home like the beloved elder was saying. You're going to have to, man, most likely going to be on the move. So you got these doomsday preppers. You ain't going to be able to enjoy that. You probably storing up that food for an elect man or woman, you know? So, hey, I'm trying to tell you, man, for real, man. It's the end, man. So, you know, it's for this place. This is fulfilled, man. It's about ready time to harvest, man. You know, the harvest. Let's say the labors are few, but the harvest is plenty, right? You know. Let me. But yeah, man. When something is fulfilled, and I was talking about being fulfilled, right? When something is fulfilled, it's at its end, man. It's at the complete end, utter end, stop, man. It's over, right? And I was learning this through the spirit, from the elder, man. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels, man. So this place is at its end, man. And the Lord get ready to gather His elect from the ends of the earth, man, and from all around the world, man. Yeah, and gather them, man, and bring them up out of here real soon, because thermonuclear war is about to happen real soon, man. But we still got more prophecies that need to be brought to pass, you know. So, like I say, I pray and hope this is edifying. I give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect, which is scattered abroad, preaching the word of truth and sincerity. I pray and hope this is edifying, man. Man, it's not much longer now, man. You know, till next time I say, Lord willing, be a next time.